And then came the first of the two moments that ultimately broke me. This is hard, I'm sorry.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Iron Eye. Yes, I'm in the middle of a field, in the middle of Austria. In today's video, we're going to make a reaction video to a video called 3 Simple Tricks on How to Attract AWM. And I said that verbatim. There is literally a video out there with that name. We're going to react to it. I'm going to give you my opinion. It's probably not what you think it is going to be, so listen up. Please like, please subscribe, please share, click the bell notification. We're going to get into this right away. So the name of the channel is AWAKENS. It's a beautiful African American woman. I believe she's in her early to mid 20s, and yeah, she essentially is a woman who, well, wait a minute, let's read her about in her YouTube description. Hi loves, I'm AWAKENS. This channel is designed to empower, uplift and encourage black women to cast off the shackles of doubt, fear and anxiety in favor of love, light and freedom. Oh yeah. If you are a black woman who is interested in learning on how to become a carefree black girl, how to have a healthy relationship, and how to design the life of your dreams for your BY, then welcome. I cannot wait to meet you. Until then, stay safe, be well. I'll see you soon. So this channel is exactly what it says on the tin. It's there to empower and uplift BWs into enlightenment. I wonder what she means by that. Well, this video is pretty telling actually. So we're going to get into this right now. Let's go for it.
Okay, newsflash. White men are not better than black men. Black men are not better than Asian men. Asian men are not better than Hispanic men. And Hispanic men are not better than white men. People are people, men are men, choose wisely.
Well, that was enlightening. It was pretty good what she said. Facts, right? Facts. And yeah, that's pretty much where it all ends. After watching this entire video, the 3 tips, well, take a listen to this.
A lot of times, white men just are a bit reserved when it comes to approaching women. And when I say reserved, I really mean in comparison to like black men, for instance, or even in some cases, Hispanic men. White men can just be a bit more reserved, a bit more held back. It varies, at least from my experience, it varies sometimes on the culture in which they've grown up in and around, and it also varies on like the region that you're in.
Okay, so listen, what she says there is complete and utter garbage, okay? And I'm just being honest with you. It's got nothing to do with the color of your skin. I know she's trying to make it a point, but it has nothing to do with the color of your skin. If you come to Europe, you are a BW, you come to Europe from North America and you go to places like the Scandies, right? You go to Norway or you go to Sweden. No, you're not going to get approached by Swedish and Norwegian men. They are just ultra reserved in that way. It's unlikely it's going to happen. However, if you go to a place like Italy, for instance, you're going to get a horde of men all over you, especially if you are beautiful. Italian men are just, they're just Italian men. I shouldn't have to go any further with this one. They will talk to you and they will be attracted to you because you are a BW. Things are different down there in Italy. I really hope that there are BWs out there who do not take this as advice. Don't go to Italy. So yeah, BMs, yeah, we do tend to be a bit more confident when it comes to the opposite sex. We can approach whoever we need to approach. I simply think it's to do with more confidence, basically. For us, we can approach a woman and we just don't have that fear of being rejected, you know. And if we are rejected, plenty more fish in the sea, we just move on. I think WMs really do take rejection a lot harder. So I think that's the biggest reason why we have this disparity. Bloody hell, this sunset is amazing, isn't it? Okay, let's carry on.
As far as getting a white man to approach you as a black woman, something that I would recommend is actually being the one to strike up conversation, just being the one to go for it. And that can look like being the one to go for it and like asking for their phone number or asking them out on a date. But it can also be something as simple as just asking them to help you with something. Men, whether or not they actually end up being useful, really love to feel useful. It's a way in which that you can really validate them as a person and as a man. So if you see a man that you're interested in, let's say that you're in the gym, for instance, I think this is a really great place that allows this to happen very organically and very just naturally. You can go up to a guy and you can ask him to help you with some equipment.
BWs, they are in a totally different game than BMs. We are in a game where we just don't have these problems. Look on the internet. Look at how many videos you have out there on the internet, which is a video that is instructional on how to pick up a WW. I couldn't find one myself. I couldn't find one. Why? Because we don't need it. We don't need instructions on how to pick up WWs. We've never had to. We've never needed that type of thing. This is a really sad situation where we're having a woman, clearly who was not brought up around people that look like her, okay? A beautiful woman. You can see, on this video, she's a beautiful woman. But she just lacks the confidence. She lacks all that because she was brought up believing that she needed to have long straight hair, that she had to be petite, that she had to fit in with a certain Eurocentric beauty style of beauty. Okay, this is what they turn into. So if I was you, if you have children, don't bring them up in areas like this. You really need to think about where you're bringing them up. My children are here in Austria, but I'll tell you something, they're not going to get brought up here, especially my daughter. They are not getting brought up in this country for this reason.
Another thing that I would recommend, I guess this is like step 3, so to speak, is to not only make sure that you look approachable, but to also make sure that you look familiar. And what I mean by that is that if you are interested in a particular guy, if there's like a white man who has your eye, I would highly encourage you, if possible, and if you can do it in an organic way, to try and like frequent the places that he frequents. And again, I really want to be careful. I do not mean stalk this man.
It's stalking. Well, what else would you call it? Of course it's stalking. What else is it?
What I mean, for instance, is, let's use the gym for example. If you go to the gym, the same gym that he goes to, and you're interested in him, you want to get to know him, if possible, if it aligns naturally with your schedule, maybe you can start going to the gym around the same time that you notice that he goes to the gym. And maybe in a very organic way, again, you can position yourself in the gym to where he sees you, to where he can have you slip on his radar, slip into his subconscious. It's such a good thing to just kind of breed a sense of familiarity, and it will make him more comfortable whether he recognizes it or not. It'll make him more comfortable and more open to approaching you because you're someone that's like already in his life. It's a very small scaled way, but still, you're there. He recognizes you, he knows of you, you have a little bit of mystery, and hopefully that will encourage him to approach you.
Wow, so you're saying be a creep then, really? That's what you're saying, right? Creep around WMs. If you are a woman and you are really desired in the way that everybody keeps saying in the comments section, why on earth would you need to put yourself in a situation where you need to train, where a guy that you like can see you, and start going to the gym at the same time that the guy goes to the gym? I think that's just creepy. I'm sorry. If you don't have that confidence, then there is something lacking inside you, something that man will never be able to give you. I think BMs would be in the best position to give BWs the best advice to try and get BWWMs. I don't think we should. If I need to be honest with you, I think you already know that already. I don't think we should be giving any advice like that, absolutely at all, to BWs. I think BWs should know their place. They should know where they are. They should know who they belong to in reality. You need to really be careful with who you listen to on the internet. You're going to get women who have experiences like this. You're going to have women who have had this type of experience. I want you to listen to a little part of another video that she made because I find it really interesting. Take a listen to this.
So today I am sharing with you my first and most painful interracial dating experience. We'll start it in the late fall of 2011. I was 18 years old and a senior in high school. I just wasn't interested in anyone at my school. Until one day in Trig, I was sitting next to two guys, and let's say that their names were Josh and Casey. And Josh and Casey were roasting one another. I just decided I wanted to join in. I wanted them to roast me. And Casey, he shrugged his shoulders and he said,
"What do you want me to say? You're super smart and you're really pretty."
That moment, we exchanged phone numbers and we talked every second of every day. And like most things in the beginning, it was a really incredible experience. Casey was incredible. He was funny. He was smart. He was an ass. He was mean. He was insensitive. He was selfish. And he was just so inconsiderate. And he told me in so many ways that I blatantly ignored that he didn't want me. And then came the first of the two moments that ultimately broke me. This is hard, I'm sorry. It was one night during Christmas break. He told me that he was falling in love with me. I can't even begin to convey the happiness that I felt. And then Casey was gone. No text, no phone calls, no nothing. He was gone. He had vanished. And I didn't hear from him at all until the end of break. And I remember the first day back at school after winter break, I remember seeing him and he was sitting on a bench with his ex-girlfriend, because he told me that despite how much he liked me, how much he cared about me and wanted to be with me, he was going with another girl to prom. Wanted to go with me, but he couldn't because, and I quote verbatim, his family would have killed him if he took a black girl to prom.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's got a sting, and that's the type of thing I'm talking about when it comes to experience with BMs. We don't really have that emotional attachment to the women that we are talking to. Okay, women in general have a different emotional makeup than men, period. So it is easier for us to detach ourselves emotionally from whoever we are speaking to. But when it comes to a BW, of course, you're going to be in this situation. You could get into this situation. You could have an emotional attachment to a man whose parents or whose family will absolutely reject you because you are a BW. Okay, this will happen, and that's going to hurt. That's going to hurt you. That is going to hurt you. But for a BM, it's different. It's not going to hurt us. We don't care. We don't care about what the family thinks. So guys, if you are a BW and you've been in this situation, a similar situation to this lady, you've gone and approached a man, you've used this type of trickery before. Have you been in a situation where you've been with a WM and the family have rejected you? Have you been with a WM and you've had obstacles like this to overcome before? Share, please. It would be really good to hear your experiences on this, so please let me know in the comments section below. So guys, that's all I got time for today. Oh my goodness, what a sunset. I'll allow you guys to enjoy for a few seconds. See you.